All right, we ready?
Like this.
All right.
Make a face.
Hey, you're supposed to gauge it. Like this.
Let's install some gauges, boys.
All right.
Let's do it. Welcome to another episode of Maniacs Garage. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time, we're working on a 62 Mercury Monterey that we call the Maniark. For those of you that have been following along, thank you. Today, we have some autometer gauges. We're not gonna install them in this housing. That would be too boring and common. So we're going to do a custom installation into the dash.
Because we're not boring and common.
We're not boring and common.
We like different, and we're gonna make this install kind of fun, kind of cool. It's gonna look super clean.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna fit the look that we're going for. Right, Jim?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, well, Jim's out here installing sensors for our new gauges. What are you up to, John?
I'm just laying out on my lawn right now. Just hanging out, relaxing. This would actually be kind of a cool carpet and something, but not this carpet. We're gonna do a nice green carpet in here that'll match that interior.
Yeah.
Oh, but what I'm doing is trying to figure out how not to do this.
Yeah.
So this is how they sell this kit for you, and you can, you know, install it on the bottom of your dash somewhere. But that's not what we're gonna do. So what I am thinking, because I already checked and it's pretty clear back here, I'm just not sure exactly how much this heater control sticks out this way, because I'm thinking that we should be able to drill 3 independent holes into the dash right there and literally install these gauges right there. How cool would that be, man? Wouldn't that be clean?
That'd be tight, dude. Super clean.
Super clean. So that's what I'm gonna try to do, and hopefully that works, because I don't really have a pan. I can't speak. I don't really have a plan B. Maybe I do have a plan B. Maybe the ashtray would be cool for 3 gauges somehow, but that would require some metal fabrication. And
well, and then the ashtray'd be gone for when Jim wants to smoke his cigars. This will be a no smoking car, I'm sure of that.
this is what I'm gonna try to do. So let's get started. Well, after some digging around on this thing, looked at it a little bit better from the back, and this heater control is hanging out almost a solid inch, which would not gonna work. It's just not gonna work for 3 gauges there. So I think the direction that we're gonna end up going is do 2 gauges here. And we're gonna do the temperature and the oil pressure here. I think that's gonna look really clean still. We're gonna do the voltmeter on this side, which same kind of setup right next to the ignition key. It's really cool. This car's got a left-handed ignition key.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, kind of tricky.
Yeah, and to me that made sense, because you go to put the key in, you turn the key on, okay, I got 12 volts, I'm good to go. You know, it's kind of natural, you're looking there already,
next to it? Yeah.
and you know that you've got the voltage to start the car and stuff.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of the direction we're now going on for these, so that's cool. And then I kind of shifted my attention to this tack, and honestly the only place that we can do it reasonably clean would be right here,
right where everybody else would put it.
Yeah,
normal
I mean,
style.
I don't know, I kind of want to do something different with it, you know? So then I was talking to Jim, and I was wondering, would he miss his clock that probably does not work anyway, and could we cut this and sink it in to a degree?
That'd look
How
trick.
cool would that be?
Yeah.
Just kind of everything kind of contained, almost like in the factory-ish locations.
Yeah.
And then keeping the dash all nice and clean. So now we're just trying to figure out how to get this out. As it turns out, all the screws are already missing out of it. So apparently someone, I don't think they had it out, but at least they tried to get it out and they just never put the screws back in. So this is already kind of loose. but we're just trying to figure out what else needs to come off of here so that we can get this out and really examine what needs to get cut up in there, cleaned up, and get this thing to fit there. I'm gonna park that for a second and we're gonna work on this, see if we can get it in here.
Hey Jim, I heard this song before called She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy. Oh, yeah? You think she thinks my ground strap's sexy? She better.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you'd like to support our channel, please check out our merch at maniacsgarage.com. We have backpacks, hats, shirts, and other lifestyle apparel for your purchase. Don't forget to leave us a thumbs up, and as always, subscribe.
All right, so ran into a little bit of a snag. Drill in the holes here. So this little face, it's like a thin little layer of, maybe it looks like aluminum, kind of a trim piece, if you will. And behind it, on the dash itself, on the sheet metal, there are already some holes punched for like future light switches or optional light switches, I assume, from the factory. So what happens is, you got it all measured out and laid out, and when I'm drilling my pilot, that worked, but then I put in the hole saw and I start going, and I don't have enough meat. This aluminum isn't strong enough to hold it centered, so it wants to just start walking around right now. That's not gonna work, so I'm gonna give it a try with this Dremel, see if it's gonna work, but I'm pretty committed at this point, so. It instantly got more difficult. There was a thin layer on top and the sheet metal behind it with the hole, a bigger hole for an optional switch from the factory. And when I started with the hole saw, it started to walk, so it couldn't do it. So then we went to the Dremel. We were using the Dremel. That was working fairly okay, but we ended up burning up Ryan's Dremel. So we killed the Dremel. So now I'm on this drill, just using it with this cordless drill. Problem is, the RPM's not quite as high, so this one's slower. So I've been going around this thing with the drill for the last 20 minutes at least. And it is not easy, but we're determined. So I'm really hoping it's gonna work, because we're definitely committed at this point.
While John's in there installing some gauges, Jim routed the wires, so I am going to route the wires inside the harnesses so everything's nice and clean again. Clean this up. So I'm sure we all know that one guy, you know, the one that just drills the hole in the firewall and runs his wires through it, and then waits for his car to burn down. Don't be that guy. Take the time, install a nice rubber grommet to feed your wires through so that nothing's shorting out and catching on fire. It's well worth it in the long run.
So I figured out that if you give it a little in and out motion, I think it keeps the tip or the bit, keeps it cooler, and it sustains it. Plus I think it's clearing it out as well. So it actually worked better to kind of get it in and out as I was giving it that push to go around. All right, well now I'm just gonna have to hit it with the file, and hopefully we're still good on this one. So we're good, Jim, we're good. A lot of hard work, but this is what it looks like when they are mounted. And I don't know about you, but I like it. Super clean. You can still see it right there as the driver. All right, now I just gotta get working on this one. And hopefully it's easier, but I doubt it. And then Jim's here to inspect. Did it pass? Pass inspection?
I don't know, let me come in.
Oh, that's too close, too close. It's too close for comfort.
Man.
All right, get out of here.
Which one's going over here?
Ryan and I decided it's the voltmeter.
Voltmeter?
Yeah, because you got power.
And it's quite close to run it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, it is. We're gonna take the voltage into the key for the voltage for the gauge.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we did that, Ryan. Wow. Definitely a good workout. Got a good rhythm going there. I burned about 750 calories, maybe 752 calories. I think I felt like the 2 more calories right at the end, Jim.
John's still in the car trying to put the gauges in. Yeah, typical fashion with this car. 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. Jim is gonna paint his oil pressure sending unit. He got back from Ace. We got a 45 street elbow, as they're called. We're gonna put that in there and get this oil pressure sending unit sitting at a decent angle where it fits and get it hooked up.
All right, Jim. So I gotta drill this, but see how this thing is a little loosey-goosey right here?
Loosey-goosey.
I need you to put your fingers on it right here and hold it so that when I hole saw this,
Oh.
there next to your finger, it won't eat up the aluminum face plate if it skips.
It skips. How about we put your? How about we use your finger?
No, I'm already.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm already missing fingers.
Well, we'll use your short one.
Want to know how I did that? I will tell you one day, but not today.
Oh, I thought you were about to monologue that.
Want to know how I lost that finger? It's not how you think. I don't know.
Well, how would they think?
Oh, you want to know how I lost that finger? Huh? All right, I'll tell you how I lost that finger. So I was probably about 22, and I was out in the dunes riding my quad. Actually, it wasn't even my quad, it was my wife's quad. I was reaching down to reach the choke while I was rolling. There's the problem. And there was no chain guard on the front sprocket. And I literally put my finger into the front sprocket while the quad was rolling, so. Not very smart. So left about 5/8 of my finger in the Imperial Dunes in California.
But wasn't it found like all cooked on the exhaust
It was
pipe?
found later, yeah.
Yeah.
It was stuck in the frame of the quad. But it was mangled, it wasn't usable. So anyway, so very important. Safety is very important. Now I'm just joking with Jim about putting his fingers over there, holding it while I'm hole sawing it. So gotta figure something else out. Jim, you need to get a piece of wood and push it in right there. There, that's how you do it. So you guys always think before you act. It will save you a fingertip at least. Well, that's not how we wanted to do that one. See how we can still salvage this day. And it's not centered, so even to try to sleeve it, you know?
Oh.
You can't do it. And that Dremel drill setup is not working. We need better tools. Switch to a different technique, and actually not a bad technique there. So that's a lot faster than doing the little roto zip technique. And now we can come back in and clean it up, and that's gonna be hot, dude. So you know, you're gonna watch your fingers.
These things wear fast and they're brittle, so I don't usually like using these discs. They're actually working pretty well for this application.
So thin that it actually cuts in there quicker, even though it's weak.
Yeah, they're just super brittle, so if you put any side load on it, they just crack and break and fly.
Check out what Jim's doing. Over there, checking his Instagram.
Yeah. I'm doing research and development.
He says research and development, but you know what he's doing. He's just on social. What are you working on?
Trying to see if there's a throttle cable linkage kit for this that just makes it easy. We're pretty much waiting on you now.
What?
Hook up the gauges.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna do some filing on this guy to get that gauge to fit. John, what's your plan of attack over here? What are you gearing up for?
I just don't want to be breathing these shavings because my sinuses have been doing really well lately. So I got a mask on, that's why. Well, I think I'm gonna commit to putting this tachometer right in here.
I think it'll look really good there.
It will. It's quite a bit of stuff to take off right here. We're assuming this is plastic, so is this. There is some metal back there behind that we're gonna also have to auger out a little bit. Get this in, we're gonna have to shave off the mounting brackets and push this thing through. So hopefully it comes out like that. You know, these were definitely harder than we thought, but we did get them in.
They look good.
One more there, so I'm happy with that. I think we're gonna try to get these to match the silver. We're gonna do the ring silver, so it kind of looks more like that. I think it's gonna look really good. Getting there. It's actually working the way we thought it was going to work.
Really?
Yeah. For once, something working in our favor.
The funniest thing to me is that the one we thought was going to be the hardest is turning out to be the easiest.
Right. But we got to get the manual start on this. It's broken.
Some of these modifications you guys see us do aren't for the faint of heart. We got to grind these off, so we're taking this perfectly good brand new tachometer and we're going to grind the mounts off of it. All right, pretty smooth. I think it'll work. All right, after lots of grinding, we got a test fit going.
Yeah, and lunch.
That looks nice.
And a good lunch.
And a good
Now
lunch,
we're
yeah.
ready to go.
Thanks for lunch, dude. That
All
looks
right,
pretty
dude.
good.
All right, so what are we doing now? Oh, we gotta get that. There's a screw back there.
Yeah.
We gotta clearance that screw.
So one of the good news is, if you recall, there was a piece of metal that's a couple inches back behind this hole that we thought we were gonna have to like grind out as well. We didn't think it was gonna be big enough to fit the tack through. It fits the tack. Something finally went our way.
Talking about that piece back there, did not have to clearance it.
And show them that screw that we gotta trim right here.
Oh yeah, there's apparently the screw holding this trim piece and it's in our way, so we gotta get that cut out.
John, what are you doing right there?
We're trimming the top of the tack, the trim ring right there, so that when we push it in, we don't have to trim this out here, so it'll kind of seat right over it, or at least that's the thought anyway.
Test fit too. Let's see how she fits. Close. Not quite there, but close. All right, John undid our wire bundle. We believe this is the last time we're going to install this, meaning we're not going to uninstall it.
In which case, we want to be able to hook it up.
Yeah.
Come on, go
Most
on
of the
there.
wires are already run. That'll be a project for another day.
Winning really nice this time,
Oh,
though.
that's
Oh,
nice.
yeah. I think that's it, buddy.
Nice. Good job, John.
All right.
Say good job, John. Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right. All right, looks cool.
Ooh, it's a warm one in here today.
Well, boys, we wrapped another video up.
Yeah.
Not only did we wrap a video up, but we actually got the gauges in the car.
We did.
The gauges are all mounted. They're just waiting to be finished wiring up, but actually pretty close on all the wiring too.
Yeah.
So it was a really good day. Good progress, boys.
Let us know what you think. Leave us some comments. And keep checking back at the website. We got something new coming out. We're trying something called Maniacs Reacts. We're checking out some cars and just talking about them and having a good time.
That's right. We are having a good time. That's in the studio. Got air conditioning.
A studio?
Yeah, man, we're in our own studio. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
It is pretty crazy. So yeah, check it out. Maniacs Reacts should be coming out on a weekly basis as well. It's on Maniacs Garage on YouTube. It's awesome, man. Well, God bless you guys, and we'll see you in another one.
Later.